Jack Benjamin joined by Nicholls head coach Austin Clark. And coach, no way around a tough one in Madison on Wednesday night. You fall by 3 in a game you led by 9 at the half, 12 in the second. I guess what sticks out at you most over the course of these last couple of games, watching tape back and sort of, I guess, where the game got away from you? Obviously, that 16-0 run by them was a big part of it.
Yeah, Jack, and even going back and watching, I mean, as certainly as well as we've played all year. I mean, really as well as one of my teams has really played, and as far back as I can think. I mean, like you mentioned, you're playing a really good Wisconsin team, and in an environment where a lot of teams don't go in there and win. And certainly there's things like you mentioned. They go on that 16-0 run where, I thought we just got a little bit. I don't know if stagnant's the right word, but a little bit repetitive offensively. I thought we kind of lost some of our variety in our flow and kind of keeping them guessing a little bit. And a lot of that, kind of falls back on me and getting us in better situations to score and find ways to stop the snowball when they're going on that run. But I thought it was really encouraging even when they do, they go on that run and they take a little lead. We claw back and we tie it up, and it's kind of back and forth from there. I think a lot of times in those games you see when those teams come back, they end up kind of pulling away. We keep fighting and clawing, and we end up getting a shot to tie it there at the end. So ultimately, it doesn't go the way that we wanted to. At the end of the day, we didn't get the job done. But certainly, I think we're continuing to build and create habits that are going to, help us, put ourselves in a position to win a championship by the end of the year.
Again, speaking with Nicholls head coach Austin Clark. Nicholls in Mississippi Valley State today. Colonels trying to go to 5-0 at home, hoping to win a 12th straight home, I should say a 13th straight home game overall. Coach, statistically, one more thing on Wisconsin before we move on to MVSU today. 27 free throw attempts for them to just 8 for you guys. Obviously, the foul count is part of that. I think it was 24 fouls to 14 fouls. You're not always, let's be real, you're not always going to get the most favorable whistle when you're playing on the road against a Big Ten team. But were there certain things you saw with the kind of fouls you guys were taking? Obviously, Raji getting in foul trouble was a huge part of this. I know a few of the fouls he took were away from the basket, and you want him taking them around the rim. Are there certain things you were preaching in practice this week, kind of watching back on tape on some of those fouls and sort of how to keep MVSU off the free throw line?
Well, I thought Raji had a couple of silly ones in the second half. I mean, he had 0 fouls at halftime. He had a couple of silly ones in the second half. He gets a really unlucky one on the free throw line off the offensive rebound, I believe. But to be honest with you, JB, no. I told our guys going into that game, quite frankly, if we're not, we're not telling them to foul, but quite frankly, if we're not getting fouls called, we're probably not competing at a high enough level to win the game. When you go to those games and you're playing Wisconsin, you're playing TCU, you're playing Baylor, there is a level of effort and toughness that you have to bring. And like you said, quite frankly, sometimes, because of their size and athleticism, maybe some of those same plays that you're making end up being fouls when, they wouldn't be against, conference opponents or things like that. But no, I'm not concerned at all with the fouls or anything like that. I thought actually our level of intensity and our physicality was a big part of why we were in the game. Sure, we've got to clean up some things, but at the end of the day, I was really, really pleased to see our fight and our competitive spirit. And sometimes that just led to fouls.
Moving on to MVSU today. Obviously, you're used to playing a team twice come conference play, Coach. Usually it's more spread out, 3 weeks or a month or so when you're playing a team for the first time versus the second time. But here you go with a home and home with this sort of unique schedule arrangement. But, first time around, you guys beat them in Itabena by 15 in a shootout, 95-80. You lead by 22 at halftime in that game. Shoot the ball really well, I think around 59%, 22 assists, 15 turnovers. What sticks out most to you about that one? And really, how do you go about playing a team? It's hard to beat a team twice, let alone doing it twice in a span of, 11 or 12 days?
Like you said, I thought we played really well in the first half up there. The second half, I thought, they kind of shifted momentum a little bit just with their run and jump. And we got careless with the ball. That's going to be a big point of emphasis for us today is valuing the ball, not turning it over, and trying to, conversely turn them over. And so I think that's, kind of probably the biggest key for us today. Obviously, coming back home after winning up there, we got to make the proper adjustments. They played really well against Arkansas State right after they played us and had the lead at half, and then ended up losing by 5. And so This is certainly a much improved team. Every time they play, they continue to show improvement. They're a young team, so they continue to grow. So I'm excited for the challenge that we have today, and hopefully we can step up and play our best 40 minutes of the year.
And part of the challenge too is, you're back at home. Not often that you get a non-conference home game against a Division I opponent. I think the first one coach for Nicholls since Idaho came to Thibodaux December the 3rd of 2017. What have you kind of said to the guys about having a chance to play at home here against the D1 opponent? And also, coach, the fact that this is the final home game you're going to play, it's kind of crazy until I think January 20th when Northwestern State comes to the Southland opener. What's it going to mean to be in front of this home crowd for the first, I guess the final time over the course of the next month?
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that, JB. It's my first Division I home non-conference game, so I'm excited. And I know our guys are fired up. And certainly, as you mentioned, with this being our final home game for a month here, we certainly want to come out and play our best game. And I think that starts with our enthusiasm, our effort, our energy, and attention to detail. And I think we have all of those things. It's going to be a special day against Stoke.
That is Nicholls head coach Austin Clonch's currently trying to get to 5-0 at home and 8-4 overall. Coach, appreciate the time as always. Best of luck, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks, JB. Go Colonels.
All right, we'll come back, get you starting lineups, look around the Southland, and tip off Nicholls and Mississippi Valley State around the corner on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
People's Health is your Medicare.
1 minute.
Yep.
1 minute.
To sponsor our Nicholls State University teams. People's Health.
Hey, Jack, you need more time?
You know what? Actually do less time. Can you come back at 30?
Medicare Health Team of doctors.
20 seconds coming at you.
Health professional. Whatever your health goals, our team's goal is to help you enjoy the best health possible. So compare your Medicare coverage to a People's Health Medicare Advantage plan. Call for your free information kit. People's Health is proud to sponsor Nicholls State University Athletics.
Back at Stouffer Gym in Thibodaux, getting set for tip between Nicholls and Mississippi Valley State. Second meeting in 9 days between these two. 95-80, the Colonel win in Itabena back on the 9th of December, last Thursday. Let's look at today's starting lineups. They're brought to you by Thibodaux Regional Sports Medicine Center, the official sports medicine provider of Nicholls Athletics. First, for the visiting Delta Devils, Mississippi Valley State 0-8 so far this year. Their average margin of loss by 27.8 points, worst nationally in terms of average scoring margin. They're actually one of 6 teams nationally to lose every game, to lose on average by at least 20 points, and 3 SWAC teams. Of course, part of that is playing a brutal non-conference schedule. Here's how they look. In the backcourt, it's Elijah Davis, 6'1 freshman guard from Severn, Maryland, product of St. Francis Academy. Against Nicholls, season-high 15 points on Thursday, knocked down 6 of 7 from the floor. Caleb Hunter, the coach's son, Lindsey Hunter, we'll talk about him in a second, sophomore guard from Plymouth, Michigan, 5'10", 185. He's a third-year sophomore, averages 13 points per game, second most on the team. And then rounding out the backcourt, David McCoy, Southern Mississippi transfer, second year in Itabena with Mississippi Valley State. He averages 6 points and 2 rebounds per. This is just his third start of the season. He's been very good over the course of his last couple of games. Season high 15 points Saturday in their tough 5-point loss to Arkansas State. And then rounding out the front court, Robert Carpenter's the leading scorer, 15.7 points per game, number 2 in the SWAC. He also averages 2.1 offensive rebounds. That's good for a tie for 6th in the conference. Junior from Detroit, Michigan, 6'7", 215, transferred in from Pearl River Community College. Started his career at the D1 level at St. Bonaventure. And then Daniel Umo rounds out the front court. Freshman from Lagos, Nigeria, 6'9", averages 1.5 and 3.3 rebounds. Lindsey Hunter's in his third season in Itabena with Mississippi Valley State. Has not been a fun stretch for him so far. 5-57, 5-28 in his 2 seasons of SWAC play. The former NBA guard of 17 seasons, played most notably with the Lakers and Pistons, where he won a title with each team. Starting lineup for Nicholls, very similar to what we've seen all season. Ty Gordon is the point guard. Pierce Spencer and Latrell Jones makes his 9th start of the season. He's back in the lineup. And then Devontae Carter rounds out the 4-guard look in the backcourt. And then Raji Lyons is the lone big man. Officials today, Danny Chance, our crew chief, Earl Lenny, Anthony Thomas. At midcourt to tip it, Raji Lyons against Daniel Umo. And Raji tips it back to Devontae Carter. Nicholls moves right to left. white jerseys, red trim and numbers. And Mississippi Valley State black jerseys with some white trim and numbering. Nicholls operating in the half court to our left. Ty Gordon backs down, kicks out. Pierce Spencer back to Ty on the right wing. Catch and shoot. Three ball is true. A great start, and Ty Gordon picking up right where he's left off. Over the course of Ty's last 4 games, he's shooting at 46.7% from three, 50% his last 3 games, and a 3-0 Nicholls lead half a minute in. On the drive to the basket goes Carpenter. Shot swatted partially by Raji Lyons, who comes in second in the Southland Conference in blocks. And it'll stay with MVSU. Right baseline, they'll inbound with Elijah Davis. MVSU 0-8 so far this year. They've lost 10 straight road games. Last road win for them, the 8th of February of 2021 last year, 68-65 over Alabama State. Shot clock is down to 5 for Davis, top of the arc. Isolated on Spencer, veers to his left from the left elbow. A floater is blocked. Rebound Raji Lyons, and Nicholls wants to run. In transition, Devontae Carter swings it with a baseball pass. Latrell Jones, and the Colonels are 2 for 2 from 3 as Jones knocks one down for the far wing right. Timeout taken by Lindsey Hunter. A terrific start here for Nicholls. This is about what they did in Itabena when they led by 22 at halftime. Colonels lead at 6-0. This is a 30-second timeout. And we will keep it here with 18:50 to go in this opening half. Well, I was talking a little bit about the first meeting between these two teams all the way back on the 9th of December. I say all the way back. It's been all of 9 days since they last met. Not often do you get a non-conference home and home. You know, I was thinking it's similar. I wonder if Austin College picked the brain of Tim Rebo. And obviously it was a football conference slate this year where Nicholls played home and homes. But this is still a unique situation to be playing a team twice in a span of 9 days in non-conference play. That's the task today. Never easy to beat a team twice. Colonel's trying to do just that. Off to a terrific start, 2 of 2 from deep. As MVSU triggers it in to Caleb Hunter, 5'10 sophomore guard with his dad watching on from the bench. Works it across the timeline. Picks up his dribble, finds Carpenter on the left. He can shoot the 3, feeds over to Davis, lob it right block extended to the big Daniel Umo at 6'9", 230. Hand off from Hunter. Left corner 3 is short from Carpenter. Rebound Ty Gordon. Outlet pass Devontae Carter. Hop step in the paint. Waits patiently. Floater no. Tip will go. Oh, and banked it in with a left hand. Some good persistence there from Devontae Carter. And it's an 8-0 burst to start here for the Colonels. 2 minutes gone. First half in Thibodaux. Nicholls playing its 5th non-conference game. 4-0 so far here at home. And a jumper from the right baseline knocked in by Caleb Hunter. He had 17 points against Nicholls on Thursday. Reigning SWAC Player of the Week, his first career SWAC honor. You know, he averaged 18.5 points against Arkansas State and Nicholls. Only shot the ball 31% from the floor. So you want to make him a high-volume guy. Talented scorer, though, and a coach's son who knows his stuff. Latrell Jones, right wing, off his screen from Lyons. Drop it down to Raji. Wheels around, and a reverse floater with the right hand up and in. Nicholls has missed just one shot. They're 4 of 5. 10-2 advantage about 2.5 minutes into this first half in Thibodaux. Orchestrating on the right wing, this is Caleb Hunter. Drives on Latrell Jones, pulls up 16-footer off the heel. Raji had the rebound and had it knocked out of bounds by David McCoy. 6-foot guard, mouse in the house, got a hand in there. Raji will leave. Manny Littles will check in. Manny Littles had a heck of a game in Madison for Nicholls on Wednesday night. 15 rebounds, only 6 points, but 15 rebounds. Believe it or not, that was his 7th career 15-rebound game. I mentioned a bunch this year. He led the Atlantic Sun in rebounding twice at North Alabama in his first 3 years. And the stoppage in the inbounds, MVSU to our right, Carpenter right baseline drive. Bank shot is short, tipped twice by Littles. Off the hands last by Jones. It'll stay with MVSU. 3 gone first half, 10-2 lead for Nicholls. Davis will trigger it in. Carpenter off the dribble against Gordon. Swings outside to Caleb Hunter. A pump fake on a drive. Back to Carpenter. Left wing triple is true. That's a good looking jumper from the 6'7" Carpenter. He's got a nice stroke. Comes from an athletic family. Dad was an All-American offensive guard at Howard back in the late 80s, early 90s. And it's a 10-5 Nicholls lead. 16 and a half to go first half. Ty Gordon, 5 feet beyond the arc, right wing bullseye. Ty is in some kind of zone right now from three-point range. He's at a career-high 38% clip. I mentioned 50% over his past 3. That's his 19th make in the last 4 games from distance. 13-5 Nicholls. We approach 4 gone first half. They bounce it inside to Carpenter. Raji, actually I should say Ty Gordon went for a steal, and Carpenter able to float it up and in off the gamble. Devontae Carter works the dribble across the timeline. On the left wing, falls down. His pass intended for Carter, stolen away, and looks like MVSU, I think, got a timeout call. That's a heck of a defensive play by Carpenter. Saved it on the left sideline. And that will lead to a timeout. And this will lead to a full timeout. So it's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it as a full. 15:54 to go. Good defensive play there by Carpenter for MVSU to force the first turnover on Nicholls of the game. 13-7, Colonels off to a good start. 5 of 6 from the floor, leading Mississippi Valley State on the Colonels Sports Radio Network.
I'm loving McDonald's new $6 LSU Fan Faves meal. Does it do that every time I open the wrapper? No, sometimes it does this. But I like this best.
Touchdown! Get 7 days of
32nd on 1 minute.
LSU Fan Faves meal. Like Wednesday's spicy crispy chicken sandwich with medium fries and a medium Sprite for just $6. It's a different deal every day of the week.
All right.
This is a participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from eTel Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge. eTel Business. Offer valid on 3-year contract for 2 or more business services.
Back in Thibodaux, good start for Nicholls, 13-7, leading Mississippi Valley State. And the second meeting in 9 days between these two teams. Well, Mississippi Valley State out of Inabena, Mississippi. The Delta Devils, as they're called. I mentioned they are winless so far this year. You know, this is a program, it's a proud program with the history it has. 5 NCAA tournament appearances. Their last one was in the 2011-2012 season. That was under Sean Woods. He left after that season and is now coaching at Southern, but they have not been back to the tournament since. They have not had a winning season since. They, in fact, have not won 10 games since. And Lindsey Hunter is trying to turn this program around, the longtime NBA vet. MVSU ball out of the timeout. They attack the basket to our right. In for the first time for Nicholls, Ryan Maxwell, a freshman forward. Outside, this is a drive by McCoy. Left-handed floater rolls around and drops through. And Mississippi Valley State is back within 4 points. 13-9, 15-15 turning first half clock. That ball knocked out of bounds and will stay with Nicholls. 23 shot clock, 15-14 game clock first half. So to reset the lineup as Umo checks out, and in for the first time comes Gary Grant. Nicholls has Carter with Littles, and then Maxwell Gordon and Pierce Spencer. Colonels leading at 13-9, approaching 15 to go in the first half. Carpenter with Hunter, and then Davis along with McCoy. And they just checked in Grant. Shot clock's down to 3. Pierce Spencer sees it, launches, left wing for 3, drops it through. Oh, the Colonels can't miss right now to start from distance. They've made all 4 of their threes. They lead 16-9. That's a good sign to get Pierce going. It's been a struggle from 3 for him. Sub 28% to start the season. Gary Grant against Littles in the paint, knocked away, stolen by Maxwell. In transition, Ty Gordon swoops to the basket, and with the reverse layup with a right hand, banks it in. The lead back to 9 for the Colonels. 18-9 advantage, 5.5 gone first half. That was pretty. And Ty's in such a nice offensive rhythm right now. 8 points early. Carpenter, left corner, triggers up a three and splashes it through. He's the guy to watch. Robert Carpenter already has a 20-point game this season at 27 against Ole Miss on the 26th of November. 21-12 inside 14 first half. Devontae Carter off a screen from Maxwell, bounces left wing. Pierce Spencer launches up a three and knocks down another. The Colonels are 5 for 5 from three. Pierce has 2 of them. The lead is 9 again. Caleb Hunter to the basket, reverse layup with a left hand. Oh, that's pretty. Banked it up and in. Use the rim as protection. Second basket for Caleb Hunter. Devontae Carter splits 2, down the lane, kick out Ty Gordon. Right corner three, rims it out. First miss from deep for Nicholls, now 5 for 6. And out of the pack with it, Caleb McCoy. MVSU won't go very deep on the bench, and they've got a couple guys out with non-COVID sickness as well today, so that won't help. Gary Grant inside, misses on a floater from the left block, too strong. Maxwell's been active early, a steal and now a rebound. Pierce Spencer races up court. Drop-off pass, Devontae Carter spins through traffic, swoops through. Maxwell tried to pass and almost traveled. Kicks out Ty Gordon. Sidesteps right wing for three. Off the heel. Caleb Hunter battling with Pierce Spencer for a rebound. That's a reach in on Pierce. And over the back call for his first. And that's the 4th foul. Sorry, beg your pardon, the 2nd foul on Nicholls as a team. Caleb Huffman checks in for the first time for the Colonels. He replaces Devontae Carter. Huffman had 6 points and 12 minutes off the bench against Wisconsin on Wednesday. Transferred in from Central Michigan, senior of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Elijah Davis for MVSU in the black jerseys to our right. Gary Grant down the lane. Bank shot, no. Drew a foul from Maxwell, and he'll get to the line for a couple of free throws. So 12:40 on the first half clock, 21-14. The lead for Nicholls over Mississippi Valley State. Gary Grant might have got shaken up. He was kind of bent over at the waist for a second, and now he's back up and ready to shoot. 59% free throw shooter in a team that's only 65% as a group. First one, front rim, backboard, and down. Grant, over his past 3 games, is averaging 12 points and shooting at 65% from the floor. Actually knocked down his first 3 of the season against Arkansas State. Had 18 points, a season high. Freshman from Queens, New York. He's a talented high school player. You know, he played a year at Sunrise Christian Academy in Kansas. That's a heck of a program. They're a powerhouse. They win all kinds of titles at the prep school level. Knocks down both free throws, and it's a 5-point game. 21-16, 12:30 to go first half here in Thibodaux. Colonels trying to extend their 12-game home winning streak. Pierce Spencer straight away. He's got a 3rd 3 of the first half. Nicholls is now 6 for 8 from deep. And Pierce already has a season high. He's got 9. I should actually say that's not a season high yet. He had 12 against Mississippi Valley State the first time around. A double-double, 12 and 10. Elijah Davis on a baseline jumper fouled by Pierce Spencer. So Pierce picks up number 2. And Davis will go to the free throw line for a couple. Something about the Delta Devils brings out the best in Pierce Spencer. I'm just adding up his numbers here quickly. He was 5 for 8 last Thursday against them for 12 points. Also had 10 rebounds for a double-double, the first of his career. And Yannon the 3 for 3. So he's now 8 for 11 from the field against Mississippi Valley State in 2 games. Impressive. Elijah Davis entered as a 37% free throw shooter. He missed the first off to the right. Latrell Jones checks back in. He replaces Pierce Spencer with those 2 fouls. Second free throw misses as well. That's out of bounds and going back to Nicholls. You know, if you're Mississippi Valley State, one of the amazing numbers about them, now obviously they've lost a lot of games over the course of the last decade. They're 0-102 in true road non-conference games. Have not won a true road non-conference game since they last made the NCAA tournament in 2012. Caleb Huffman for Nicholls. Drop-off pass to Jones. Swatted away viciously by Gary Grant. Comes back outside to Huffman. Bounce feed down low. Littles. Righty. Huck from the left block up and in. Got a soft roll off the heel. And the lead for Nicholls is double digits for the first time. 26-16, 11:45 on an eroding first half clock. McCoy swings it cross court. Grant left baseline drive. Maxwell went straight up. Great contest. Rebound. Littles poked away from him. Grabbed back. Grant rebounds the miss from Carpenter. Goes back up. It's short. Got another rebound. He's fouled. Maxwell's called for the foul. That'll be his second. And already team foul number 4 here on Nicholls with 11:26 to go in the first half. This will take us to a timeout. Couple of sloppy plays in front of their own basket, but the Colonels are still looking good offensively early. 26-16 lead, 11:26 to go. First half in Thibodaux on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
Coco's Mexican Restaurant on Highway 1 in Raceland is open and ready to please you. They have daily lunch specials Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mouth-watering Mexican food, daily with delicious specialty dishes like coconut shrimp tacos, Baja fish tacos, plus try the trio burritos or the carne asada. Coco's Mexican has happy hours from 3 to 7 p.m. with 2-for-1 margaritas. Delivery service from waiters also available. They're located on Highway 1 in Raceland next to the post office. Coco's.
On August 29th, 2021, Hurricane Ida wreaked havoc on our community, leaving thousands of people feeling helpless, vulnerable, and desperate. We refuse to let insurance companies do the same.
At AMO Trial Lawyers, we have assembled a team of not only attorneys, but also contractors, adjusters, engineers, and estimators with the focus of maximizing your claim value and assisting in your recovery.
If you think your insurance company isn't treating you fairly, get a name that insurance companies know by calling 985-446-3333. I'm Matt Worry.
And I'm David Arden.
And we are the AMO Advantage.
(11:26) first half here in Thibodaux. Nicholls back home. This stretch of 3 of 4 on the road before the Southland tip-off in Katy, Texas. Again, this is the only Colonel home game until they start their Southland Conference home slate against Northwestern State the 20th of January. So trying to protect home court. 4-0 so far this year. Winners of 12 straight here at Stouffer Gym. Lead is 10 over Mississippi Valley State at the line. Gary Grant, freshman from Queens. And his first free throw is up and in. Saw Grant at the line a moment ago, knocked down a couple. He's actually struggled since starting the season. He was 14 for 20, 70% his first couple games. Had been 5 for his last 12 entering today, but he's now made all 4. So the streakiness of Gary Grant continues. He's got 4 points off the bench, and it's down to an 8-point game. It's 26-18 Nicholls, 11-18 first half. Ty Gordon's back in. Kicks right corner for Huffman inside Raji Lyons. Soft touch from the right block, off the window and in. First field goal for Raji. And the lead for Nicholls is 10, 28-18. Well, they roll inside, 11 to go in this first half. Second meeting in 9 days between MVSU and Nicholls. Caleb McCoy passes up on a right wing 3, swings over Caleb Hunter, pulls up from 12, back iron miss, rebound Huffman, and he'll race it across the timeline. Up the right side of the court, veers to his left at the top of the key. Lob it down low for Lyons, and that was too high. Soared over his head out of bounds for turnover number 3 on the Colonels. Now, one of the stories for Nicholls against Wisconsin on Wednesday was the second half turnovers. They were so good in the first half, only gave it away 4 times, 8 in the second half. Look, 12 turnovers as a team, and that's not going to kill you, but when you turn them over at bad times and you waste sloppy possessions when you have a chance to build on a lead, it's important. Davis swings in the right corner for Grant. MVSU operating to our right. Caleb Hunter has really struggled from 3 this year. Misses long from the left wing. Rebound Lions. Here comes Carter. Racing up court, Latrell Jones. Spin move in the lane. Left-handed finger roll off the window and in. Lead is a dozen for the Colonels. That pass from Hunter for Grant knocked out of bounds in front of legendary coach Ricky Broussard, whose name is on this court here at Stouffer Gym. It'll stay with Nicholls. I should say stay with Mississippi Valley State. 30-18 as we approach the midway point of this first half here in Thibodaux. Elijah Davis operating in the half court to our right. Against Devontae Carter, hedge comes from Raji. Caleb McCoy, right wing, touch pass in front of the Nicholls bench to Grant. Spins inside, wild floater, misses. Rebound Raji Lyons. Here comes Nicholls. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Ty Gordon inside, swoops to the hoop. Righty finger roll up and in for Caleb Huffman. Oh, what a move from Huffman. getting to the basket, and a chance for a three-point play for Caleb. Now that's the kind of explosiveness he brings you off the bench. Guy who could probably start on a lot of college basketball teams at the D1 level. Has a couple of buckets off the bench. And the free throw is up and in. Got a soft touch to complete the three-point play. He entered shooting it 6 for 11 at the line this year. 33-18, the Nicholls lead now. Large advantage of the first half at 15 points. Again, they led by 22 in Ida Bena a week ago, well, 9 days ago, last Thursday. Davis lobs inside for Daniel Umo. Freshman from Nigeria kicks it out to McCoy in the paint, lost the ball, somehow found Grant on the right. Shot clock is down to 5. Grant against the recently checked in Makai Collins. Fade away, 3 is in. That's tough. Falling away to his right, just in front of the Nicholls bench, in Austin Claunch. Played perfect defense. And that is a three-pointer for him. Now Grant's now 2 for 9 on the season from 3. Carter kicks left corner, off the bounce. Latrell Jones pulls up, misses long. Rebound tipped twice in the hands of Gary Grant. Races up court, galloping down the lane, finds McCoy. Right wing 3 is good, and MVSU with a couple of threes back-to-back. They're back within 9. 33-24. 8:45 rolling first half clock. Raji Lyons outside Devontae Carter, out there with Huffman, Collins, and Jones. Raji backdoor feed, Huffman goes up, finds Jones. Left corner, drive and kick. Raji Lyons, foot on the line 2. Missed everything long, backboard, no rim. And then Makai Collins, a reach and foul on Gary Grant. Team foul number 5 on Nicholls in this first half. So it'll go back to the Delta Devils with 8:27 to go. They have a chance with a 3 to make it a 2-possession game again. Out goes McCoy. In for the first time, Terry Collins. The one Louisiana native on this MVSU team, native of Kenner. Played a year at Independence Community College after a year at Trinity Valley. So his third college stop in Ida Bena. To our right, MVSU. Caleb Hunter backs out the dribble against Devontae Carter. Couple of vets going at it. Hard hedge from Raji, no foul call. Davis bounce it left block. This is Umo working on Collins. Outside Davis, left baseline drive. Raji sent it back with 2 hands. It finds the hands of the recently checked in Collins. An air ball rebound Raji. Carter running right to left. Weaves through 2. Outside Jones. Right corner, bounce feed Carter. In the paint, right elbow, fadeaway jump shot is long. Tip won't go from Raji. Rebound snared by Collins. Taken back by Jones. His dunk try was blocked by Grant. Oh, what a rejection. In transition, Hunter, baseline pull-up. Rims in and out. Rebound Huffman. 2-on-1 with Jones. Behind the back to Jones. Inside, draws a foul. He's pulled down by the neck. They may review this for a flagrant. And it'll, I think, be free throws unless they called it on the floor. Upcoming here for Latrell Jones. So 7:27 to go in a fast-moving first half. The pace has picked up. And a hard foul moments ago there against Hunter and Davis trying to defend on Jones. This will take us to a timeout. 7:27 to go in this first half. Nicholls 33. MVSU 24. Back after this on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
Ticket Smarter, the smarter way to buy tickets to live events. If you're looking to experience and enjoy the power and excitement of all the best sports, concerts, and theater events, visit Ticketsmarter.com and download the app today. Don't miss out, smart fans. Start at Ticketsmarter.com.
Home health services in South Lafourche are vital right now. Look no further than Lady of the Sea Home Health. For the sick, the elderly, and the homebound, our caring staff makes each day a little brighter, a little better. With quality health care and warm, genuine support, you and your loved ones are most comfortable, content, and independent in your own home. Speak to your physician today about home health services from Lady of the Sea. Call 632-6900 for more information.
7:27 first half here in Thibodaux. Nicholls looking for its 4th win against a Division I opponent in the non-conference. That would be the first time since joining the Southland Conference at the Division I ranks in 1991-92 that Nicholls has won 4 games against Division I opponents in the non-conference. Austin Claunch's teams have done a heck of a job of getting off to good starts. Remember last year, they won their first couple, then they had the 3-game losing streak in California, lost 4 in a row before ultimately reeling off a bunch of wins to begin their Southland Conference season. But this would be something. Knock off a 4th team in the non-conference, a 4th Division I opponent, that is. Of course, they've already got 4 wins over non-D1s as well. Out of the timeout, Colonel's leading at 33-24. Lead was 33-18 moments ago. A couple of threes back-to-back from Mississippi Valley State. Carter triggers in, Ryan Maxwell back on, along with Manny Littles, Ty Gordon, and Latrell Jones. Maxwell pulls up from the left elbow. Offensive rebound off the long miss for Manny Littles, and he banks it home with a right-handed hook. He's been non-stop energy off the bench. Manny Littles, another bucket. He's got 4. And the lead for Nicholls is back to double digits. 35-24. We roll inside 7 to play first half in Thibodaux, where Nicholls has not lost since last January, and a foul on the drive by Grant. That's team foul number 6. First foul called, I believe, on Carter, and this will be MBSU triggering it in. So Mississippi Valley State's now just a foul shy of the bonus for the rest of the half. Robert Carpenter back in. Umo goes to the bench. Was talking about Nicholls, their last home loss, Sam Houston, January 2nd of 2021 last year to start conference play. 12 straight home wins since. They have won 27 of their past 29 home games overall. Only other loss was a 1-point defeat to Northwestern State in 2020. Inside Collins, it's a pretty spin move and finish. About 6 feet away, nothing but nylon. Back to a 9-point game, 35-26. 6:45 to go in the first half. Some pressure defense now from Mississippi Valley State. Latrell Jones on the right, outside to Collins. More of a switching zone look now as Carter drives and had the ball knocked out of bounds. I'm going to say last touch by Carter. Looked like a couple of Delta Devils deflected that ball, but no, it's going back to MVSU. And one thing to note, this MVSU speeds you up defensively. They're the fastest team defensively in terms of pace on defense. 14 seconds per defensive possession. Now, that's part of the reason why they allow teams to score about 90 per game, because they pressure so much. Hunter in the left corner of the Grant. 35-26 Nicholls, approaching 6 to go in the first. Grant hop step in the lane, floaters up and in. A couple of pretty offensive moves back to back. They don't average a lot of assists, only about 10 per game. It's a lot of isolation basketball, but they have capable scorers. Back to a 7-point game, 35-28. Ty Gordon, left corner, on a 3. You betcha. That's Ty's 3rd 3 today. He's the first player either side into double figures with 11. He's been in double figures all but 1 game this year. 38-28, 5:40 to go. Carpenter skip past Collins. Right baseline drive, hangs in the air, swatted away by Latrell Jones. Grabbed back by Carpenter inside, floats and misses. Rebound Littles. Pulls down his 3rd board already. Here comes Devontae Carter. Up the left side of the floor, hands off for Ty Gordon. Left elbow, Maxwell rips through to the basket, draws a foul. That's a good assertive move by Maxwell. Playing against his hometown team. I say that because he's a Mississippi native. I beg your pardon, he's an Arkansas native. I was looking at the wrong player on the team. Maxwell's out of Jacksonville, Arkansas. And he will go to the free throw line for a couple. This year at the line, actually this will be his first free throws of the season. And the first one is up and off. 38-28, 5:20 to go in the first half. McCoy just checked back in for Hunter for Mississippi Valley State. Second free throw for Maxwell's good. Aji Lyons will check in. Maxwell will sit down. 39-28 Nicholls. We roll towards 5 to go in this first half at Thibodaux. Gary Grant on the right wing against Raji Lyons to the basket. Tried to take some contact, lost the ball out of bounds. Raji played him perfectly. You know, part of this is you're not playing as major an opponent as Wisconsin, but Raji's done a better job of going up straight, not using the body. He picked up a couple of cheapies early in that Wisconsin game. That really hurt Nicholls down the stretch. Lost a 9-point halftime lead, a 12-point second half lead. 39-28. We roll inside 5 in this first half in Thibodaux. Devontae Carter off a double team finds Raji near midcourt. Stops his dribble and feeds back out Devontae Carter. In the lane, sifting through traffic, feeds off Ty Gordon. Right baseline, drive, bounce pass inside Littles. Shot swatted by Carpenter. Got it back, laid it up and off, but a foul. Free throws upcoming. More free throws here for the Colonels. You can see the emphasis to get the ball in the paint and attack the hoop early. They shot just 8 free throws Wednesday in Madison. These will be their third and, should say, 4th and 5th free throw attempts of the game. Manny Littles at the free throw line. First one's up and in. Well, he missed one that Nicholls had to have against Wisconsin. Had to make the front end, make it a 2-point game, and then miss on purpose. Didn't end up costing the Colonels. I mean, ultimately, well, I should say it did cost them, but, you know, ultimately you're probably going to lose that game regardless. But he was talking afterward about keeping his head high and finding a way to bounce back, and he's off to a terrific start here today. Already has 3 points, 3 rebounds, misses that second free throw. The lead is a dozen here for the Colonels. Inside Grant, wild shot with the right hand, long rebound Raji near midcourt, taken back by MVSU. This pressure defense is causing havoc. Davis inside Grant, swatted again by Raji, but a foul. He didn't know what part of the body he got him at. And he's whistled for a foul. That's actually Littles. So the block was clean from Raji, but free throws coming. You know what Mississippi Valley State does? They're one of the highest teams nationally in terms of their pressing percentage. You know, Synergy does the calculations of full court pressure defense and how much a team pressures. They're one of the most. Nicholls right now, they're getting the rebound. They're getting comfortable after a couple of dribbles. And then they're getting their pockets picked or they're throwing a pass that's getting intercepted. They got to see that. Gary Grant, 4 for 4 at the line today. And he makes the first. I mentioned he entered as a 59.4% free throw shooter. Had missed his 7 of his previous 12 free throws entering today. He's made all 5 now. 9 points, should say actually 10 points in 10 minutes now off the bench. Second free throw, front rim and in. Grant's got 11 first half points. Ties Ty Gordon for a game high. He'll leave. Umo comes back in. More full court pressure here from MVSU. Now they'll go in a kind of a 3/4 court press. Caleb Huffman throws it back to Devontae Carter, who works the dribble across the timeline. Raji Lyons sees the double team, finds Huffman in the left corner. Free throw line, Raji hands it off to Devontae Carter, falls away off one leg. That's not a great shot. And it's an over the back foul called on Raji Lyons. You know, sometimes I feel like Devontae makes shots harder than they have to be. Such a talented scorer, but no need to fade away on that jump shot. That's a foul on Lyons, and that's already team foul number 8. So this is the bonus situation rest of this first half. If MVSU can get to the line and make some free throws, this is going to be a tight one at the break. 40-30 the lead for Nicholls. They led by as many as 15 at 33-18. MVSU has tried to keep it close. Daniel Umo has not taken a free throw so far in his career, and the first one was not a good-looking one. Backboard, then rim, and then off. Here comes Huffman for Nicholls. Drives inside, drop-off feed toward Collins, off his hands out of bounds. That's turnover number 5. MVSU has just 1 turnover. That's a big reason why they're hanging around in this game. 3:55 to go first half. Here in Thibodaux, Colonels trying to extend their 12-game home winning streak and get to 8-4 on this young season before heading to Corvallis on Tuesday. 40-30 the lead over Mississippi Valley State. 3:55 left, first half in Thibodaux on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
Set yourself up for success when planning your next event. Whether it be a festival, Mardi Gras rodeo, or outdoor music venue, Joe's Septic Contractors knows that it's important to cover your bases well before the days of your event. Joe's Septic Contractors can supply 1810 3- and 2-stall restroom air-conditioned trailers anytime, anywhere, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Planning an event? Visit Joe's Septic at viscom.net with locations in Cutout, Thibodaux, Fourchon, Abbeville, and Reserve.
Your dental health is very important. That's why Homa Family Dental proudly serves Terrebonne, Lafourche, and St. Mary parishes. We provide high-quality dental services that resolve the dental needs for the entire family. Come see our brand new office located on the corner of Highway 311 and Polk Street in Homa. Dr. Stephen Morgan and Associates provide same-day crowns, orthodontics, and Botox treatments. Make your appointment today and visit our website at homafamilydental.com.
.55 to go. First half here at Stouffer Gym in Thibodaux, where the Colonels are 27-2 in their last 29 home games. 2 losses, Sam Houston State and Northwestern State by combined 4 points. First Division I opponent to come to Thibodaux since Idaho back in November of 2017. MVSU ball trailing 40-30. Nicholls is led by as many as 15 in the first half. Robert Carpenter inside, offensive foul. Didn't see a whole lot of contact there, but he gets called for it. Makai Collins defending right block. Turnover number 2 on Mississippi Valley State. Delta Devils 0-8 so far this year. It's been a tough go of it for Lindsey Hunter in his 3rd season at the helm. A 2-time NBA champ with the Lakers and Pistons. 17 years in the NBA. And a 1-time interim coach with the Suns. Only 5 wins in his 3 years so far. Manny Little's right elbow jump shot is pure. And the lead back to a dozen for the Colonels. 42-30. We approach 3 to go in the first half. Elijah Davis dribbles across half court. Defended tightly by Ty Gordon. Right baseline, pulls up from 10. Kind of a floater more so than a jumper, and he line drives it through. Davis has his first points. Back to a 10-point game. Devontae Carter lobs it to Huffman on the right wing. And we have a stoppage, a whistle, and not sure what the call is here. Maybe a wet spot on the floor. So this will allow a couple of subs to come on. Jalen White is on for the first time in a couple of games. The transfer from Ohio, spent a year there, averaged 2.5 points. This year, 4 points. Had that huge game against Cal Poly to lead Nicholls to an OT win. Had 2 OT threes, including the game winner, with about 20 seconds to go. His 4 games since, 6 minutes per game, is 6 total points. He's on the left wing. Now it's Huffman, right wing. Fires for 3. That's off the heel. Davis tracks down the rebound near midcourt for Mississippi Valley State. 10-point lead for the Colonels. Carpenter transition 3. Straight on. Front rim miss. Collins soars high for the 2-handed rebound. Ty Gordon not looking. Pocket picked by Davis. Inside Hunter. Goes up and he's fouled. That's by my count the 3rd time Mississippi Valley State has just picked the Colonels' pocket with them not looking in the backcourt. And Ty's just trying to call out some traffic, trying to call out a play. When a team is pressuring you like this, you can't afford to do that. Caleb Hunter to the free throw line. This year is at just 57%. And the first one is in. He's got 5 points now. He's just 2 for 7 from the floor. Kind of what his season numbers are at just 30% from the floor and 25% from 3. And Mississippi Valley State, despite shooting at 36.5% in this first half, 11 for 30, are within 8. Nicholls is at 55%. They've made 7 of 11 threes, but they've turned the ball over 6 times. And those 6 turnovers have led to 7 points for MVSU. Outside, this is Caleb Huffman. Leads down to 8 for the Colonels. Around the horn, they work it. Left side Huffman, 5 feet beyond the arc for 3. Long rebound tracked down by Davis. Not the shot that Austin Klotz wanted. MVSU is playing their game right now. Extended out high on the left, inside 2 to play. 8-point lead for the Colonels. Davis for Hunter against Devontae Carter. Works his dribble to the left wing. Now with a left-handed bounce, wheels out of traffic. Feeds off to Collins in the lane, pirouettes. Carpenter against Littles. He spins, falls away from 6. Back iron miss off the left side of the iron. Rebound Collins. Here comes Carter. Devontae Carter behind the back dribble, almost had his pocket picked by Davis. Davis is a terrific guy in terms of steals. 9th in the SWAC coming in, 1.9 per. Already a couple today. Shot clock halfway gone. Game clock in a minute 20 first half. Collins inside, soars to the cup. His floater came up a little bit short, but he's fouled. And free throws upcoming for Makai Collins, the freshman from Baton Rouge. Foul called on Mississippi Valley State is number 6. Collins this year is 2 for 2 at the line. And make it 3 for 3 as he drops in that first free throw. Manny Little's out. Raji Lyons back in for Nicholls. One more free throw for Collins. Played 8 minutes Wednesday at Wisconsin. Committed 3 fouls. Did have a basket. Makes both free throws there. And back to a 10-point lead for the Colonels. 44-34, a little closer than the 22-point margin they had at the half in Itabena 9 days ago. Hunter left wing. This is Davis inside the paint. Wheels the dribble back out to the arc. Carpenter off the dribble down the lane. Floater's good. Foul on the floor first. Team foul number 10 on Nicholls. That's on Makai Collins, and that is his third. So he's got back-to-back games now, committing 3 fouls in less than 10 minutes played. And Carpenter will go to the free throw line. Carpenter today, 3 for 10 from the floor, 2 for 4 from 3. He is a terrific free throw shooter. 88.5% leads the SWAC and is top 25 in the country. First free throws up and in. Austin Claunch wants the timeout. Minute 4 to go here before halftime in Thibodaux. 44-35. Colonel lead is down 9. Was once 15 at 33-18. Nicholls right now, I mentioned their numbers, 53.3% floor, 16 for 30, 7 for 12 from 3, 58.3%, and 5 for 7 at the free throw line. Mississippi Valley State at 35.5%, 11 for 31, 4 for 9 from 3, and 9 for 12 at the free throw line. So you might ask, well, how in the world is MVSU in this game? Mentioned a moment ago, 6 Nicholls turnovers have led to 8 Mississippi Valley points. MVSU just 2 turnovers. And the other number of note here, you got just 6 total team fouls on MVSU, 10 for Nicholls. So this will be free throw number 13 upcoming here for the Delta Devils. Nicholls has attempted just 7. In and out of the second from Carpenter. So he splits the pair. He's got 9. Leading scorer Gary Grant for MVSU with 11. And here come the Colonels. Jalen White, left corner for 3. Off the heel, offensive rebound, Makai Collins. Outside to Huffman, in the paint. Fades away from the free throw line and drops it in. He's just a talented scorer. A true bucket getter. So he's got a 3rd field goal. The lead for Nicholls is 46-35, 35 seconds to go, about a 15-second game clock, shot clock difference. Carpenter rises for 3 from the left wing, and right down the hatchet it goes. That's his 3rd triple. He's got 12 to lead all scorers. Back to an 8-point game. Huffman down the lane, drop-off feed to Collins, and a foul. That's called on Hunter. Caleb Hunter picks up number 2, 7th team foul. This should be 2 free throws regardless. Now, actually, you know what? It's a 1-and-1. Called it on the floor. So 20.1 to go in this first half. Huffman will have a 1-and-1 situation. Manny Littles is back in. Collins will sit down for the Colonels. Huffman knocked down a free throw earlier. Connects on the front end here. He shot it at 71% at Central Michigan a year ago. I guess that when you come to Thibodaux, there's something in the water that prevents people from making free throws. A good job, though, so far today. He's 3 for 3. Colonels as a team entered today shooting it right around 60%. They were 3 for 8 Wednesday at Wisconsin. They've had 5 games this year where they've missed at least 8 free throws. 20.1 to go. Shot clock's dark. 10-point lead for Nicholls, 48-38. Caleb Hunter's across the timeline, hounded by Devontae Carter. Works off a Carpenter screen, right back to him. Left wing, another 3. Bank shot almost rimmed around and in. 5 seconds to go in the first half. Carter with 4. Carter with 3. Tries to split 2. Behind the back to Jones for 3 in the left corner. That's short, and will take us to halftime here at Stouffer Gym. Well, after all this, I think MVSU will be satisfied only being down 10 at halftime. Lindsey Hunter's group shoots the ball just 36.4%, 12 for 33, 5 for 11 though from 3. That kept them in it, and 9 for 13 at the free throw line, led by 12 from Gary Grant. I should say 12 from Robert Carpenter and then 11 from Gary Grant. Nicholls 51.5% shooting, but 6 first-half turnovers, leading to 8 points off for MVSU in that opening half. They were 7 of 14 from 3 and 7 for 9 at the free throw line. Colonels out-rebounded MVSU 24-16. MVSU, those 2 turnovers against 5 assists. Nicholls 6 turnovers and 8 assists in the first half. Nicholls led by 11 points from Ty Gordon. They got 9 from Pierce Spencer. He was 3 for 3 from distance, but did have 2 fouls. And this game really changed when Pierce had to go to the bench with those 2 fouls. And then the Colonels also got 7 apiece from Manny Littles and Caleb Huffman. So your score at halftime, Nicholls 48, MVSU 38. We'll come back and hear from Pierce Spencer. He's off to a great start today with 9 points and a chance to catch up with him during his sophomore season, how things have been going, what he's been working on, and what the team needs to do to get back on track here today. Once more, your score at the half, Nicholls 48, MVSU 38 on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
Central Boat Rentals is proud to be a partner of Nicholls Athletics and looks forward to a great 2021-2022 season. Central Boat has been in the marine transportation business for over 50 years and provides specialized tug and barge services to the oil field, liquid cargo, and project cargo industries. For more information about CBR and career opportunities, go to our website, www.centralboat.com. Go Colonels!
Do you love being outdoors but find the sun's harsh rays wreak havoc on your eyes? You can experience comfortable quality vision on even the sunniest days. Mitchell Family Eye Care, Thibodeau's 5-star rated family vision and medical eye doctors, are also one of the largest dealers of designer sunglasses in the region. And the doctors and the staff at Mitchell Family Eye Care are committed to providing the most advanced eye care available. Punch in this ad for an exclusive 30% off any Costa Del Mar polarized sunglasses. See the difference at Mitchell Family Eye Care.
Ramsey's is known for 3 things.
1.
Engagement rings.
2.
Diamonds.
3.
Fashion. And Nora's a fashion city.
Diamond hoop earrings.
With diamonds on the outside
and on the inside of the hoop. 1 carat total weight.
$2,199 with Earthmine diamonds.
$1,099 with created diamonds. And we've got diamond hoops up to 4 carats.
A 3-carat diamond tennis bracelet.
Just $2,199 with created diamonds.
$29.99 with Earthmine diamonds.
And we've got tennis bracelets up to 17 carats.
Diamond Riviera necklaces are like a string of pearls.
But instead of pearls,
it's diamonds all the way around.
You'll find 8-carat,
10-carat,
and 15-carat Riviera necklaces at Ramsey's.
And as always, fantastic financing is available with approved credit.
A diamond Christmas is a good Christmas.
Ramsey's Diamond Jewelers, the largest diamond store in Louisiana, are veterans between Bonneville and West End in Metairie.
Halftime in Thibodeau as Nicholls plays Mississippi Valley State for the second time in 9 days. Colonels trying to bounce back and get to 8-4 overall. Jack Benjamin pleased to be joined now by sophomore guard Pierce Spencer, native of Porter, Texas, Lake Creek High School product, in his second year now with the Colonels. Pierce, great to talk to you, man. I think the first thing I was thinking about, you being in your first year last year and all kind of the young guys, sort of this being the first time you've experienced playing in front of, I guess full college crowds. Hey, take me through what that was like on Wednesday night. I know you obviously have played a couple power conference games this year with Baylor and TCU, but that crowd in Madison was a pretty good one. What were your thoughts on kind of playing in front of that many people really for the first time as, a college player?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing. Like, I've dreamed of it every day since I've started playing basketball. It's been a dream of mine of playing in games like that, and it finally came true.
Was that the biggest crowd you've played into this point, or in high school basketball, some of those playoff games, did you have crowds like that sometimes?
Yeah, there was a couple high school basketball games that we had crowds like that. Like my last one I played in, it was kind of like that.
You guys have been so close to beating a couple of those power conference teams. You lead TCU by 6.5. You guys have a double-digit lead on them, and they come back. Obviously, it felt like you guys were in control of that game for a lot of it. What was sort of the vibe, I guess, afterward? Knowing you guys came so close, but also knowing that you can really play with anyone when you can compete with that team. What's sort of the vibe and the feeling with the team right now, coming off a really a gut wrenching loss, even though it is a team from the Big Ten?
Yeah, I mean, we had it. Like, we know we should have won that game. I mean, there's a couple, like you said, TCU, we should have won. And we just got to be able to finish the game. But we know we're good enough to compete with anybody.
Are there certain things you think you guys have to do better in order to finish and you close out a game like that?
I mean, there's times like when they go on a big run and we can't allow that. I mean, they went like on a 15-0 run, and like that's just what happened.
Jack Benjamin again speaking here with Pierce Spencer, sophomore from Porter, Texas. Averaged 3.5 points and 3 rebounds as a freshman. Has upped those numbers to about 6.5 points and 6 rebounds as a sophomore. Let me ask you, Pierce, about kind of your time here so far. I look at your numbers last year, and you were shooting the ball so well. And obviously, you haven't gotten off to the best start, I guess, from the field this year, but you're doing more things. Your defense has improved. I bet you've added some strength. Where do you kind of feel you're at with your game right now? And I guess, how do you get on track a little bit offensively? I know it's been a little bit of a struggle for you to shoot the ball.
Yeah, I mean, my teammates give me confidence every day, so I just got to keep trusting it that it'll come and keep putting work in.
Looking at your game and your numbers improving from last year, what was sort of the emphasis, talking with the coaching staff in the offseason? What were really the biggest things that you felt like you had to improve upon from last year to this year?
Strength is one of them. Coach wanted me to gain a lot of weight, and I gained about 15 to 20 pounds, so that was a big thing. And probably just be more confident with the ball.
Last year you're obviously a freshman, and you're coming in with a bunch of other guys, including a lot of transfers. This is a program that you probably recognize this, but it's pretty much been built on adding a lot of transfers year after year. When you are one of the guys who was here last year, and you think about all these new guys you're acclimating. I just take the backcourt for example. Guys like Caleb Huffman and Latrell Jones and Devontae Carter, who are now new to the team. What do you kind of tell those guys about playing in Thibodaux, and really what do you think is the key is to acclimate new guys to this Nicholls team?
I think just continue to play together, build chemistry, and I think throughout the year, like, we're getting better and better each game. So I think just continue to play and it'll get better.
What's your take so far on those guys I mentioned? Your take on the new guys that you have added to the team and kind of the pieces on this roster. Where do you feel like you guys are at from a depth perspective? It feels like you have a lot of different options you can go to, and different guys can step up offensively and defensively each game.
Yeah, I think we got a great depth on our bench, and I think that we can make a run in the tournament.
Obviously, you guys came so close last year. I had asked this to a couple of guys I've talked already this year, Pierce, but it being your first year to get a chance to experience a regular season championship and then obviously go to a Southland Conference, tournament title game. But what was your first year like from getting to kind of experience all that? And I guess, what did you learn from there that you can bring forward to your second year, obviously trying to get to the NCAA tournament?
I mean, I had a great time last year. I think we were really good. And I think building on from last year, we just need to apply our defense. Because, I mean, Abilene, they destroyed us, like, on national television. And we learned, like, we weren't on that level with them.
Have you gone back and watched that title game against them just to kind of, see what it's going to take in order for you guys to reach that point? Or have you avoided that and just put the work in, kind of, have moved on from it?
No, I've watched it a couple of times.
You've kind of answered this already, Pierce, but what's it going to take from a consistency perspective? Day in, day out this year. Obviously, it's a long season, but what is it going to take with this group specifically in order to repeat as regular season champs and then obviously make a run? What is it going to take?
We just got to stay together. If we stay together, we'll be good.
Well, that is sophomore guard Pierce Spencer, again, his second year in Thibodaux, second on the team right now in rebounding, and has improved across the board with a lot of his numbers. Hey, man, I appreciate your time. Best of luck today against Mississippi Valley, and all the best this year, all right?
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll come back at you guys scores and stats around halftime, Nicholls and Mississippi Valley State on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
At Thibodaux Regional Wellness Center, we're improving the health and well-being of the region, one person at a time. And this means more game time, more first times, more crunch time, more FaceTime, and more party time. Isn't it time you started living your best life? Change.
All right.
Get holiday ready at Calvin Braxton Ford and see their impressive selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Get 0% for 60 months and 1.9% for 72 months on select models. Calvin Braxton Ford is now offering gas-only oil changes for $39.95 up to 5 quarts. Stop on in at Calvin Braxton Ford year-end sales event, 5878 Highway 1 in Lockport. Happy holidays!
Your life is mobile, so is your bank. As a State Bank and Trust Company account holder, you can check your balances, view transactions, transfer funds, and pay bills anywhere or anytime with State Bank and Trust Company's online banking or mobility app. Call or stop by any State Bank and Trust location for all the details. State Bank and Trust Company, Cajun banking, served just the way you like it. Member FDIC.
Leads Mississippi Valley State by a score of 48-38. Colonels won 9 days ago in Itabena, 95-80. They led by 22 at the half on that day, so Lindsey Hunter's group has to feel a little bit better, especially considering the fact that they shot the ball in that first half at just 36.5% from the floor. Let's take a look around the Southland scoreboard first, then we'll look at national games. Only other game involving a Southland team that was played today, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Lamar, former Southland Conference foes. Of course, Lamar now in the WAC. And Corpus, how about this? A 10-2 start for the Islanders. They win it 57-53 in a game that at halftime looked like a football score. It was 19-16. The Islanders are probably, I would say, the surprise of the Southland Conference so far. Now, they have not played the toughest schedule in the world, but they are off to a heck of a start in terms of what they're doing right now. 10 wins already after a season where they really struggled mightily at times. They're deep, they're balanced. I was looking earlier at some of the wins they already do have. You know, they've gone to UTSA and won. They've got the win over UTRG. They actually swept that series with the UTRG and the RGV, and they only lost at Minnesota by 8. So this is a team that's going to be reckoned with in the Southland Conference this year for sure. Meanwhile, the only other game that was scheduled initially and it did not end up happening, McNeese and Dallas Christian, that was canceled due to some COVID issues on both teams' ends. So that's it as far as the Southland scoreboard goes. Looking around the top 25, starting with the games that are already final. Third-ranked Purdue rolled over Butler 77-48. That Purdue team is a well-oiled machine that the Colonels are going to get to see up close and personal in West Lafayette come December the 29th when Nicholls will go and take on the Boilermakers, the Boilermakers there. Gonzaga gets to 9-2, 69-55 victors over Texas Tech in a game they led by 8 at halftime. Elon subbed in and became Duke's replacement opponent. They're down by 18, 44-26. The second-ranked Blue Devils in control, and then 10th-ranked USC up at the break in Atlanta against Georgia Tech, 33-24. Still to come, 22nd-ranked Xavier and Marquette. Also, 20th-ranked UConn will host Providence later today. And the big one today, you know, there were all kinds of issues going on with UCLA and a few other teams that were supposed to play in the CBS Sports Classic, so it moved into a matchup with Kentucky and UNC. That's at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, 4:30 tip. That'll be a fun one after this one wraps up. Cal Baptist is at Arizona, the 8th-ranked team in the country. That's a 5 p.m. tip Central Time. Houston and Oklahoma State should be a fun one in Fort Worth. That's a 6 p.m. tip. And how about an all-Louisiana affair today in Bossier City? Kind of a unique venue over at Brookshire Grocery Arena. 19th-ranked Tigers are back into the top 25 under Will Wade. 9-0 to start this year, one of 5 unbeatens in the country. And they will take on Louisiana Tech. The Bulldogs are off to an 8-2 start to the season. So that's going to be a fun one in Bossier City. That's a 6 p.m. tip on CBS Sports Network. Also, a former Southland team, Stephen F. Austin, is at Kansas. That is at 7. Arkansas hosting Hofstra at 7 as well. And then 6th-ranked Alabama will host Jacksonville State. The other 5 games featuring top 25 teams were canceled due to COVID. So COVID is starting to become a little bit more prevalent in college basketball right now after a pretty steady start to the year. There have been, I think by my count, I saw there were 12 Division I games canceled over the last couple of days. So it's become a scarier situation. Of course, the Southland Conference is sticking with rules they've had in terms of if you're the team that has a COVID cancellation, then you've got to forfeit. But, you know, the problem is when you've got teams that have gotten vaccinated, like many have, it becomes tricky to figure out the distinction of who needs to forfeit and who takes losses and whatnot. So it's become more of a percentage game, more so than how many wins and losses you have just because of cancellations. But that'll be something to keep an eye on as this season wears along. Anyway, we're about ready to start the second half here in Thibodaux. Colonels won the tip. MVSU will begin with the ball in the second half. Same 5 that started for them is out there. Elijah Davis, Caleb Hunter, and David McCoy backcourt. Daniel Umo, Robert Carpenter frontcourt. Ty Gordon, Devontae Carter, Pierce Spencer, Latrell Jones in a 4-guard backcourt look for Nicholls to start. And Raji Lyons, the one frontcourt player, at center. Lead for Nicholls is 48-38. MVSU in the black jerseys attacks the hoop to our left in this second half. The orchestrator is the point guard, freshman Elijah Davis. Works the bounce, right block. This is Carpenter inside, got position with the left hand. Banks it home. Good start offensively for Lindsey Hunter's group. Well, Mississippi Valley State in that first half mentioned how they shot the ball. They struggled. Only at 35.5%. They were just 40% from two-point range. Ty Gordon, left corner, is fouled on the 3. And he'll be helped up by Pierce Spencer and Raji Lyons. And we'll head to the free throw line for 3. And not a good foul there. And the first free throw, Ty Gordon, is up and in. Ty has really struggled at the free throw line like many Colonels have so far this year. That's his 12th point, was 4 for 7 from the floor, 3 for 6 from three-point range in the first half. Second free throw misses. He's got one more coming. He entered today at 47.5%. Did make both free throws he took against Wisconsin Wednesday when he had a game-high 26 points on 10 for 25 shooting. The free throw trend for him has just been wild. He makes 2 out of 3. Last year, first 12 games, he shot it at 75% at the line. 25 games since now, he's at about 46%. Just wild. Pressure in the backcourt. It gets across for MVSU. They find Umo inside, floats it up and misses. I think he rushed that one. And the rebound falls in the lap of Raji Lyons. Here comes Jones. Extra pass, Pierce Spencer. He's 3 for 3 from distance. Make it 4 for 4. Another one goes down from deep. Money. 12 points, ties a season high. And the lead for Nicholls is 13. Oh, what a game for Pierce. Have yourself an afternoon. Elijah Davis for Mississippi Valley State. In the left corner, off the bounce, in the lane. Kicks it out to the driving McCoy. Back to Davis, left wing. Rifle feed inside Umo. Lyons ties him up, throws a wild pass to Davis, stolen away Carter. 3-on-1 for the Colonels. Carter inside and softly lays it in over the cup for 2. And then in a backcourt violation, it was an inbounding violation called on McCoy. I think McCoy tried to toss that ball into Davis, then he picked it back up. It's a turnover on MVSU and a timeout for Lindsey Hunter. 18-22 second half. Nicholls has pushed a 10-point halftime lead out to 15. 55-40. This is a 30-second timeout. It will turn, I believe, into a full, and it will. We'll take it with him. 60-second timeout. 18-22 in the second half on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
Energize your business with Bayou Black Electric Supply in Houma. When you're elbow deep in a job, the last thing you need is to lose time and money fetching electrical supplies. Bayou Black Electric will deliver your items to the job site. There's daily scheduled service throughout South Louisiana, Lafourche, Terrebonne, Morgan City, New Iberia, and Lafayette, plus the river parishes too. If you need parts, call Bayou Black Electric Supply. 985-223-8807, Highway 311 in Houma.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from eTel Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back. And we're here to make your business surge. eTel Business. Offer valid on 3-year contract for 2 or more business services.
18-22 second half. Great start to this second half for the Colonels. Halftime lead was 10, and they have pushed it out to 15 points. Nicholls right now being paced by 13 from Ty Gordon. They've gotten 12 from Pierce Spencer. He's made all 4 of his threes. And MVSU now has some thinking to do to try to stop this Colonel offense. And it's really the Colonel defense that has picked up as well. And Nicholls has made both their shots to start the second half. 2 of 3 at the line from Ty Gordon as well. Pierce Spencer, the trigger man, left baseline, finds Raji Lyons. Hands it back to him on the right point. Veers to the left, finds Latrell Jones. 5 feet extended behind the arc, back to Pierce Spencer. So he's got to be smart with the shot selection now. You can't ruin that perfect 3-point percentage. Devontae Carter into the lane, falls away from 6 and hits. He's a tough shot maker. That's why Austin Koch brought him here. Devontae's gotten into a nice rhythm. He's got 6. Lead is 17 points for Nicholls, largest today in a steal. Pierce Spencer picked the pocket of Caleb Hunter. Into the front court goes Pierce, down the lane, layup no, but a blocking foul called. I think he had ideas of putting Elijah Davis on a poster and couldn't quite get the runaway takeoff in time. He'll shoot free throws instead. 57-40 with 17:48 to go. Again, Colonels playing their final home game for 34 days. They won't play here in Stouffer again until the 20th of January when they play their Southland Conference home opener against Northwestern State. First free throw up and in from Pierce. Entered as a 71.5% free throw shooter. 3rd best clip on the team of free throw shooters that has struggled. Both of those are money. Season high 14 points. He has not missed. He's 4 for 4 from 3. All of his field goals have come from 3 and 4 for at the line. I should say 2 of 2 at the line. Jump shot is up and in from Collins from the right baseline. Terry Collins has come off the bench, and the Kenner native has a couple of field goals. 59-42 Nicholls. 2.5 gone, get 3.5 gone. Devontae Carter outside Pierce Spencer. Touch pass Ty Gordon. Lob it right block. Raji Lyons backs down. The cutter is Latrell Jones. Soars to the rim for a 2-handed thunderous jam. Well, he's the most athletic guy in the team. Showing the hops again. Latrell's got his 2nd field goal, making his 3rd field goal. He's got 7. MVSU's getting sloppy with the ball. Carpenter inside. Bank shot won't go. Rebound Raji Lyons. Lead has ballooned to 19 for the Colonels. 61-42. Devontae Carter into the front court. Weaving through traffic. Sidestep Euro. And a tie-up. And the possession arrow will favor Nicholls. Colonel's at a 4-on-3 there, and Devontae tried to do it himself. 16:41 to go. Inbounds pass, Raji Lyons across the lane, kicks out Latrell Jones, catch and shoot 3. Back iron, miss, another offensive rebound, Pierce Spencer. Boy, he's doing it all today. 14 points, couple of rebounds, a block, and a steal. Best game of the year by far. Devontae Carter gets right to the cup. He got a step on Collins, banks it in with a righty finger roll, and it's a 21-point lead all of a sudden for Nicholls. 63-42. Gary Grant blocked by Raji. Off his body, out of bounds. Oh, it's a block party in Thibodaux. Raji Lyons is inviting everybody. That's his third rejection today. That's Raji's 5th game of 3 or more blocks this season. 2nd in the conference. He might move up to the top spot after this performance today. Still 16 minutes left. 63-42 Nicholls. Raji Lyons, Latrell Jones up top. Now off a screen to the left. Down the left baseline he goes to lay it up and in with the right hand. Oh, the Colonels are carving up this Delta Devils defense now. Jones has 9. He's had 4 already in the second half. Gary Grant responds with a right wing 3. His second triple. He's got 14. That ties Pierce Spencer for a game high. Latrell Jones wide open, right wing 3 connects again. Wide open. He could have lined that thing up for the duration of the shot clock. 15:26 to go. There's a stoppage. I think a loose ball foul was called on someone. Didn't see the call. Either way, this is going to turn into immediate timeout. 15:26 left. Nicholls has broken this thing wide open. 68-45. Colonels are 9 for 17 from deep. Already have 3 players in double figures. Leading MVSU big by 23 on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
Can hospice help you? At Haydell Memorial Hospice, our mission is to provide quality, compassionate end-of-life care to patients and their families in the Tri-Parish area. Locally owned and operated, we provide a holistic approach to hospice care, focusing on the patient and the immediate family's needs and beliefs. At Haydell Memorial Hospice, our goal is to deliver the highest standard of care, enhancing our patients' dignity, comfort, and quality in their final stages of life. Voted Best Patient and Caregiver Experience by Hospice Honors in 2016 and 2017. At Haydell Memorial Hospice, we are your neighbors, helping neighbors. Call us today at 985-655-1020. Again, that's 985-655-1020. Be connected to medical professionals 24/7. Haydell Memorial Hospice, completing the gift of life.
Now the Colonels are well on their way to a 13th straight home victory. I was looking at this earlier in terms of longest home winning streaks by Nicholls, and unofficially, I got to confirm this with our sports information staff, but it looks like 14 straight would match the 92-93 stretch of 14 straight at home as well. So this is something what Nicholls has done here at Stover. They've made this a tough place to play. They've taken care of business. Manny Littles is on. He backs down against the recently checked in John Aguirre and draws a foul. 15:20 to go. Lead for Nicholls is 68-45. Inbounds Manny Littles across the lane, fakes left, goes right, floats it up and in. Colonels are getting whatever they want. They've made 8 of their first 9 shots in the second half, and they lead by 25 points after leading by 10 at halftime. 70-45. This is something. Caleb Hunter for Elijah Davis. They roll inside, 15 to go. Davis down the lane, right-handed off the window, no rebound, Manny Littles. Ty Gordon now in the backcourt, double team comes on him, lobs it across to Littles. Up it goes Pierce Spencer, left wing 3. That's his first miss from distance today. He's 4 for 5. Hunter down low and some pocket picking. Oh, swatted away. Carpenter had it rejected out of there by Manny Littles. Nicholls as a team has 6 blocks. It's a season high. Davis will inbound left baseline. 70-45 lead. Well, you wondered about the ability to beat the team twice in a span of 9 days. Nicholls came up ready for the challenge. This is Hunter. That's a tough 3 from the right wing. Barely grazed the front of the iron. A long rebound tip to Jones. Corralled by Pierce Spencer. Crosses over. Finds Ty Gordon. Transition right wing triple. Down the hatchet it goes. He just kind of mean mugs walking back down the floor. Ty's got 16, his fourth three. Other side, 3-ball good. Carpenter from the corner. 17 points, scheme high. They go back and forth, 73-48. Pierce Spencer up top, Manny Littles. Outside, Ty Gordon, another three. Left wing, cashes in another. Gives a high five to Ricky Broussard running back down the floor. 19 points for Ty Gordon. Elijah Davis off the bounce to the rim, misses. Rebound, Manny Littles. Ty wants it. It's Jones in transition. Down low, Devontae Carter waits and finishes off the window. This is Colonel basketball now, folks. 30-point lead, 78-48 with 13:20 to go, and they've blown the roof off this place. Blown the doors off MVSU. They're running them out of the gym. Caleb McCoy on the left against Pierce Spencer. Crosses over, feeds off Caleb Hunter. Three off the mark, rebound Jones over the back call against Carpenter. That is his second foul. That's the fifth team foul on MVSU in this second half. Caleb Huffman will check in. To the bench goes Latrell Jones. Should start seeing more and more bodies here now for Austin Claunch. So this game pretty well in control, up 30 and 12:55 to go. The offensive rhythm is just unbelievable. 11 for 13 shooting in the second half of the Colonels. Ty Gordon open again, left corner three, finally misses one short. Caleb Hunter has the weak side rebound. Elijah Davis weaving through traffic outside McCoy, touch pass Carpenter, left wing triple is short. Rebound tip twice and a foul, and that's going against MVSU again. Lindsey Hunter's not happy with the call. It's on David McCoy, that's his fourth. That is, let's see, that's 16 fouls in the second half already on Mississippi Valley State. Nicholls has not committed a second half foul yet. Part of the reason why is they're not missing. Devontae Carter almost shook McCoy out of his boots. Terminates, bounce pass to Spencer, stolen away. Caleb Hunter in transition, goes up to bank it, no, but a foul. That was the first Colonel turnover of the second half. And it could lead to more points. MVSU had 8 points off 6 Nicholls first half turnovers. Nothing so far. First Nicholls giveaway. Caleb Hunter to the free throw line. Today he's 2 for 2. Entered at just 57%, misses the first. Gary Grant back in. He replaces John Aguirre. Pierce Spencer will exit. And back in goes Jalen White. One more free throw here for Caleb Hunter. And he knocks it down. Guy who had a decorated high school career at U of D, Jesuit High School. Native of Plymouth, Michigan. Of course, his dad, a longtime Detroit Piston. Spent a lot of time there. Manny Littles inside to bank it in off the feed from Huffman. And the lead is 80-49. 12:02 in turning. Hunter gets a step on Carter, tries to draw some contact, bounces back out toward Grant, stolen away by Littles. 3-on-1 for Nicholls, now a 4-on-1. Carter finds Huffman, right corner three. It's short. Offensive rebound by Carter in the lane. Banker with the left hand, no. Got it back again. It's loose on the deck. Throw it back outside, and a foul called on MVSU. This is similar to what we saw against Wisconsin, where they were getting, Nicholls was getting whistled for everything. Now MVSU's getting whistled for everything. Nicholls has been the aggressor in this second half. 7th team foul on Mississippi Valley State. Free throws upcoming for Devontae Carter on the other side of our under 12 media timeout. 11:37 to go in the game. Nicholls has blown this one wide open. 80-49 over Mississippi Valley State on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
State Farm offers surprisingly great rates on auto insurance, but what does that mean? Surprising. This often means something comes out of nowhere, like finding that $20 bill in your dryer. Great? Well, obviously great means superior. Rate? Simply what one pays in exchange for something. And in this case, that something is State Farm being there when you need them most. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ashley Barrios in Cutoff.
Don't have time for cold or flu?
I don't have time for the cold or the flu.
We're here to help with easy, convenient online check-in, virtual visits, or walk-in care. When you don't have the time to be sick, feel better faster at Total Urgent Care. Conveniently located on Highway 3162 in Cutoff. Open 7 days a week with extended hours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. weekdays and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekends. No appointment necessary. Total Urgent Care. For more information, visit mytotalurgentcare.com.
For MVSU, Elijah Davis, Caleb Hunter, and then Robert Carpenter with Gary Grant and Caleb McCoy. The 5 starters. That ball was tipped out of bounds. Will stay with MVSU. 12 shot clock, 11-19 game clock. Nicholls will go to Corvallis, Oregon on Tuesday. That'll be a 10 p.m. tip. We'll have it for you here on the Colonel Sports Radio Network against Oregon State as Caleb Hunter drops in a 3 from the left wing. He's got a pretty good coach in his father, Lindsey, who is a terrific three-point shooter in his 17 years in the NBA. Shot it at 36%. Gonna foul here. Before that jumper was good from Littles. Maxwell ran over, looked like Hunter on the pass. That's Maxwell's 3rd foul. And it'll go back. I was talking about Lindsey Hunter earlier and the job that he's trying to do to rebuild this program. 5-57 over the course of his 2+ years so far, now in his 3rd season. As Caleb Hunter drives, misses short. Good split there by his son Caleb, and that's out of bounds back to Nicholls. This is a guy who's done it at the highest levels. You think about his career as a college player, SWAC Player of the Year at Jackson State, 3 years there, spent a year at Alcorn as well. 17-year NBA vet, 2 titles, Lakers in 01-02 with the second of those, I should say the third of that three-peat with Kobe and Shaq. And then, of course, the Pistons that beat Kobe and Shaq in 04. Maxwell inside. Good rifle feed from Ty Gordon. And bank it in again. 83-52. We approach the midway point of this second half. You know, Lindsey Hunter was the 10th overall pick in the 93 draft. Guy could play. Robert Carpenter, right block. Goes up, lost the ball, taken by Jalen White. Racing up court, almost traveled, didn't. Caleb Huffman down the lane, banker no, tipped twice. Jalen White grabbed it, retreats to the three-point arc. Maxwell dump off pass toward Littles, knocked out of bounds, and that's going back to MVSU. Looked like it got tipped last by Mississippi Valley State. They're gonna stay Delta Devils ball. Boy, I don't know about that one, but regardless, goes back to MVSU. Turnover number 8, just the second turnover of the second half on the Colonels. Inside 10 to go. Caleb Hunter drives, misses with a lefty finger roll. Rebound Manny Littles looking for reinforcements and finally feeds it out of bounds on the far side, collected by one of the spectators. So MVSU ball, 83-52. Nicholls will take a timeout here. Austin Claunch wants to talk it over with 9:48 to go. This is a 30-second timeout, and we will keep it here. Now here's some noteworthy stuff for you. Mississippi Valley State alumni. Two very notable ones for those of you who are sports fans. Biggest one, of course, the great Jerry Rice. You think about his career. I was looking at him, researching for this game against MVSU and the career that Jerry Rice had. Starkville native, obviously the 16th overall pick in the '85 draft. Just an unbelievable talent in Mississippi Valley State. I think he had, as a freshman, about 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns, and of course went on to set all kinds of then 1AA records, was a 3-time All-American, an unbelievable talent. Of course became the greatest receiver in NFL history, but you think about the SWAC and the kind of kids who are going there, and obviously the #1 recruit in the country for football just landed with Jackson State and Deion Sanders. This is a proud athletic conference. This is a proud university over in Inabena. And obviously Lindsey Hunter trying to rebuild it. Off the timeout, pass from Carpenter goes out of bounds off the hands of Gary Grant. And it's going back to Nicholls with 9:34 to go. One other alum of note, Deacon Jones, another Hall of Famer. Back in the 60s, terrific NFL career. Pierce Spencer, outside Ryan Maxwell. This is Huffman on the right wing, splits 2, foul called. 9:13, clock stopped, second half, 83-52. Mississippi Valley State leads it. Huffman will be at the line for a 1-and-1, 8th-team foul on MVSU. Front end is off the left, no good. And then a foul on Littles on the rebound. I was thinking back to Wednesday's game against Wisconsin. That whole game flipped, obviously, over the course of the 16-0 run. In the span of that 16-0 run, Wisconsin missed 3 free throws, and they got 7 points off those 3 misses. 2 put-back layups, 1 and 1. You got to rebound your free throws, but that's neither here nor there. Lead is big today for Nicholls at 31 points. Caleb Hunter misses another 3. He's been off from distance. Rebound putback's good from Carpenter. He's had a nice game with 19 points. Their leading scorer all year at 15.7. 83-54. We roll towards 8 to go here in Thibodaux. Caleb Huffman down the lane for a right-handed jam. He just took off and soared to the cup. Huffman's had a great game off the bench with 9. Bad pass, out of bounds. Did it touch a Colonel? Officials are going to converse. It did. And they'll stay with MVSU. They'll inbound left baseline, 8:32 left. Caleb Huffman, some kind of explosive athlete. I was talking about what he did at Central Michigan toward the end of the year. The final 8 games for the Chippewas last season is Gary Grant gets another field goal. He's got now 16 points, which is 2 shy of a season high. Last 8 games for Huffman at CMU averaged right around 18 per. He can score the basketball. Inside, Maxwell banks it up and in. Having one of his best games as a Colonel, entered with 11 total points. That's his second field goal today. He's got 5. 87-56. We near 8 to play. Caleb Hunter stumbled, feeds off to the driving Grant, kicks out McCoy. Left baseline drive, bank shot, no. Foul called on Littles. And with 7:51 to go, we'll take our penultimate regulation media timeout. Lead for Nicholls, 31 points. This crowd has been treated to something else on the offensive end today. How about for the game, 59% shooting, 71% shooting in the second half for the Colonels, on their way to a 13th straight win overall at home and a 13th straight non-conference home win as well. Up big, 7:51 left on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
LeBlanc Brothers Ready Mix, a locally owned concrete company serving the Bayou region since 1945. From industrial, commercial, residential, and everything in between. LeBlanc Brothers provides quality concrete at competitive prices. With the best customer service in the industry, please call us at 985-876-6254 for all of your concrete needs, or stop by one of our locations at 2519 West Park Avenue, Gray, or 6185 Highway 1, Packerville to discuss your upcoming projects. LeBlanc Brothers, a proud supporter of Nicholls Athletics. Go Colonels!
At Thibodeau Regional Wellness Center, we're improving the health and well-being of the region one person at a time. And this means more game time, more first times, more crunch time, more face time, and more party time. Isn't it time you started living your best life? Change starts here at Thibodeau Regional Wellness Center.
7:51 left in Thibodeau. All Nicholls in this one, 87-56. They have not trailed. The lead was 10 at halftime, and it has ballooned to 31 points, 87-56. Jack Benjamin back with you. At the free throw line for Mississippi Valley State is Caleb McCoy. I mentioned it's an MVSU team that has lost 10 straight games overall. Last win March the 1st against Grambling last year. They only won a couple games last season. Only won their games in the SWAC. That free throw on the first one is up and in. They've lost 8 straight road games overall. 9 straight losing seasons. So trying to turn things around has not been an easy year. They have battled a couple times. I talked about the 5-point loss to Arkansas State. They played well on Saturday, and no doubt about it at home. They could have won that game. They led by 1 at the half. They also led Ole Miss by 5 at the half earlier in the year on the 26th of November. There's talent on this roster, no question. Just a matter of molding the pieces. The young guys have to grow. Makai Collins for Nicholls has it left block. Backdoor feed, it goes to Jones. Another thunderous dunk with 2 hands this time. 89-58. Nicholls has 5 players in double figures. Jones, one of them with 12. Inside miss off the hands of McCoy. He was fouled. He got 19 for Gordon, 14 for Spencer, 14 for Jones, and then 11 apiece from Littles and Carter, and then 9 from Huffman. So a couple times last season, Nicholls got 5 in double figures, but I think he gets 6 there. That would be something else. Raji Lyons is looking for some. He's got the mop. Raji doing the good work here, mopping up on the baseline to our left. Scrub it, big fella. There you go. That kind of day for Nicholls. They've been doing everything. 4 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a mop up for Raji. Dill, our great trainer over here, just ran in with a towel too, and then ran back to the bench. McCoy free throws coming. Lefty fires and connects on the first. He's got 8 points. He has not missed from the floor. 2 of 2 field, 3 of 3 at the line, 1 of 1 from three-point range. Playing with 4 fouls. Free throw's good. 7:26 left. 29-point lead for Nicholls. Caleb Huffman into the front court to our right, splits 2, spins out of a double team, lost the ball, taken by Davis, loose on the deck, and it goes to Hunter. If they hurry, they've got numbers. Hunter weaves through traffic, looks, feeds off, left wing Collins. Bounce feed inside Carpenter, lefty feint, and finishes good. This guy's a good player. Robert Carpenter, native of Detroit, Michigan, so part of the connection there with Lindsey Hunter. Averaging 15.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, both team highs. He actually played at Mount Zion Prep in Maryland. Powerful prep school. Same place that Obi Toppin went to. You might remember when he ran college basketball at Dayton a couple years ago, and then the 8th overall pick of the New York Knicks. Bad pass from Jones to Lyons on the right block, out of bounds. And going back to MVSU, turnover number 12 on the Colonels. 89-62. 6:37 to go. Right baseline drive. McCoy misses. Jones tips the rebound to Collins. Here comes Devontae Carter. What kind of fireworks are left in this offense for Nicholls? Shooting it 50% from three, 60% from the floor. Collins inside and finishes. They've just overwhelmed MVSU in the paint today. 42-18 in the paint. Colonels 19-6 fast break points. They've got 27 points off the bench, and they lead it by 29 points. In and out on the three from Collins. Here comes Latrell Jones. Up the court to our right. Backs out with a dribble. Double team comes. Collins feeds off Ty Gordon. Right wing three. Splash. One final exclamation point for Ty. His sixth three-pointer. That is his third game this year with 6 or more threes. Incredible shooting. How about 20-point game already on the season? That's 20-point game number 8 for Ty this year. 8 20-point games. Amazing. For the Southland Conference's leading scorer. Good ball movement here. Finds wide open Hunter. He just has not found the range from three. He's 1 for 7 from distance now. That miss was from the left wing. Here's Lyons. Down low. Makai Collins for the vicious flush. Another bucket for Makai Collins. He's got 6. Nicholls leads it by 34. Timeout taken by Lindsey Hunter. And with 4:59 to go, Nicholls has pretty much run MVSU out of the gym today. 96-62. 30-second timeout, I believe, will turn into a full. Didn't ever get a full indication. Yeah, you know what? There's the indication for a full. 60-second break here on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
Happy holidays from Greg LeBlanc Toyota.
Truck, we're gonna have one more timeout after the under 4, and then we'll be good.
Daily. There's great holiday deals at Greg LeBlanc. Amazing stocking stuffers like keys to the all-new redesigned 2022 Tundra. It may be cold outside, but these holiday deals are red hot.
Yeah.
Greg LeBlanc Toyota, South Hollywood Road in Houma, or online at Toyota.com. Santa may have the sleigh, but Greg's got the holiday deals. Shop now.
Polar Auto RV Service and Repair is still doing business by servicing our customers at our new location, 2199 Bayou Blue Road in Houma. Call today, 985-876-1934. Polar Auto and RV Service is continuing supporting extended warranties. So come by our new location at 2199 Bayou Blue Road in Houma. And remember, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it is, let us do it right.
4:59 left. All Nicholls all day over Mississippi Valley State. 96-62, a 34-point lead. Ty Gordon is still out there. Devontae Carter, Raji Lyons, Latrell Jones, and Makai Collins. You wonder how much longer the starter's going to be out here for Austin Claunch. Maybe just these 58, 59 seconds till we get the next stoppage. Inside Carpenter, layup. I think that was a goaltend. Should have been called. Yeah, there it is. Count the basket for Carpenter. He's got 23 points. 23 for Carpenter on, 9 for 19, make it 9 for 20 shooting, 4 for 8 from 3. Was talking about his background, Mount Zion Prep, a terrific school there, a terrific time there. Started his career at St. Bonaventure in Olean, New York, only played 15 games, averaged a point per game. And then last year he played at Pearl River Community College, only played in 5 games due to injuries. But this year he has become the man for this MVSU team. Starters are going to come out here for Lindsey Hunter, and in come a couple of subs. So Davis stays on. In comes Jordan Johnson, Jr. from Memphis, is on for the first time. Also out there, well, actually, I should say, about to check in here in a second is Jonathan Barnes, freshman guard from Hattiesburg. So he comes in. Out goes Umo. And then Gary Grant is still out there along with Aguirre. Some full court pressure defense from Jordan Johnson against Devontae Carter. And some subs getting ready to check in here for Austin Claunch. Carter, right corner, Ty Gordon. Misses a 3 finally. Had been 6 for 10 to that point. Out of the pack, Gary Grant. Down the lane, block again by Raji, but a foul. Contested well on Alex Perry. 6'5" senior forward playing in his first game this year out of Tallahassee, Florida. Meridian Community College product. Will go to the free throw line. 4:34 to go. MVSU schedule doesn't get any easier from here. They will head on the road for a couple more. This is a start, I mentioned, of a 3-game road trip. So they're here. Birmingham Wednesday to take on UAB on the road. First free throw is up and in from Alex Perry. And then at South Florida in Tampa on the 29th after Christmas. So Ryan Maxwell comes back in. Jalen White comes back in. Makai Collins stays in. And in for the first time, Tyrese Terrell and Jonquarius McGee. Free throw good from Perry. His first couple of points of the season, 96-66, 30-point lead for the Colonels. McGee handles the offense up top. Left wing feeds off to Jalen White. Off a screen from Maxwell, top of the arc. This is Collins. Defended tightly by Aguirre. Now McGee with 10 on the shot clock. Maxwell rips through, finds Tyrese Terrell. Bouncing the dribble, back out to Maxwell, stepped out of bounds. Before he could drive left baseline, a turnover on Nicholls. That is number 13 on the day. Austin Clauch can always find things to motivate this team. Turnover's one of them. Free throw shooting, still one of them. He missed 5 free throws today, but there's not a whole lot there for him to be angry about today. This is a complete effort, a well-rounded effort. You have 5 guys in double figures, led by 22 from Ty Gordon. And they are going to cruise to a 13th straight home win. Perry off the dribble against Maxwell. Good feed inside. Aguirre missed a bunny. Right in close, straight on off the heel. And here comes McGee. 3:40 to go in Thibodaux. 30-point lead for the Colonels. About to go 8-4 on this young season before taking on 2 power conference opponents to finish off non-conference play. Tyrese Terrell off on a right wing 3. It's long. And a steal from Jalen White off the pass from Perry. Outlet goes to Collins. Now it's White for 3. Left wing, pure. He just has a beautiful stroke. Best shooter on the team. You ask anyone, they'll tell you that. 33-point lead. 99-66. Colonels a point away from the century mark. Inside, knocked away by McCollins on the drive from McCoy. It was actually a drive from Barnes. And the media timeout. Final regulation media timeout. 3:06 to play. 99-66 Nicholls over Mississippi Valley State. Colonels 3:06 away from bouncing back and getting a 13th straight home win on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
The only thing better than grinding all night for your side hustle is your roommate picking you up with Mickey D's breakfast. The perfect pickup deal. There's a deal for every morning at McDonald's.
Now enjoy a hot and spicy McChicken biscuit or sausage biscuit with hash browns for just $2. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or compliment.
Allons manger! Shrimp boulettes, po' boys, and some of Louisiana's freshest seafood. Wander off the eating path on the Cajun Bayou Food Trail, featuring 16 of the best restaurants up and down the bayou in Lafourche Parish. 5 stops on the trail earned you a free t-shirt. Ooh, that's good, yeah. Download your map and passport today at lacajunbayou.com. And get to eating, chef.
Heck of an effort here at home today for the Colonels. Final home game for 34 days. They won't be back here till the 20th of January for their Southland Conference home opener against Northwestern State. They are a point shy of the century mark and lead MVSU by 33 points. 99-66, 3:06 to go. Trigger man for Mississippi Valley State, Jonathan Barnes. Inbounds to Perry, back to Barnes on the left wing against Makai Collins. Works a right-hand dribble toward the top of the arc with 5 to shoot. Now in the right wing on Collins, ball knocked away, got it back, 3 on the shot clock, floats up with the left hand, back rim, side rim, and off. Collins rips away the rebound. 6 points, a block, 7 rebounds for Makai Collins today. Straight away, now feeds off Jalen White, left baseline. His pass knocked around and off the hands of Perry, out of bounds, looking for Tyrese Terrell. This will stay with Nicholls with 2:32 to go and 16 on the shot clock. Terrell inbounding in front of the Nicholls bench in the corner and threw it away. Taken by Barnes, down the lane he goes, drop off pass, Gary Grant waits patiently, blocked by Maxwell, but a foul. I think McGee got him with the body before the block. He did. It's his first. And with 2:26 to go, MVSU will go back to the free throw line for the 17th and 22nd, I should say the 22nd and 23rd times today. Gary Grant has played a nice game. He's got 16 points, a couple free throws here. He's tied a season high with 18. 6 for 6. The line has not missed today. First one's good. I'll mention Nicholls going to Oregon State on Tuesday. One of the storylines among many, obviously trying to beat a power conference team. Nicholls has been close twice this year. TCU and Wisconsin led both the half and led both by double digits in the second half. The second free throw misses. It'll also be seeing as Maxwell knocks one out of bounds. Maxwell rejects the shot from Johnson. Another block for Nicholls. It's been a block part of the day in Thibodaux, 8 blocks. The Colonels also see their old friend Warith Alatishe. Of course, Warith playing his first 2 years here in Thibodaux before going to Oregon State. Helped him to an Elite 8 last season. That'll be a fun trip. Get to see him reunited. And a lot of guys who are gone, but there's a bunch of guys here who know him. Foul was called. And one for Gary Grant. And a left baseline drive. He'll try for 3. 99-69, 2:14 to go. Final score, only question now is Colonels trying to hit the century mark for the 3rd time this year. Free throw misses. Now who's going to be the one to get him over the 100-point plateau? John Quarius McGee turns the corner. Floater, right baseline is too strong. All of a sudden there's a seal on the basket with Nicholls trying to hit 100. Alex Perry against McGee. Drives him left baseline, swoop pass inside, beautifully done. And the layup for John Aguirre, the native of South Sudan. Played his high school ball at Huntington Prep. 99-71, minute 38 to go. Tyrese Terrell for Ryan Maxwell. Down the lane for Collins. And there's the century mark with an exclamation point. Akai Collins thunders home, points 100 and 101 for Nicholls today. And one final icing on the cake moment for the Nicholls State University Colonels. 101-71, minute 14 to go. Misfire from the left baseline from Barnes. Here comes White for 3, right wing good. 3-pointer number 14 on the afternoon. New season high for the Colonels, 14 for 27. 104-71. First time they've hit the 100-point mark against a D1 opponent since the New Orleans overtime thriller win that really catapulted Nicholls into the top seed last year in the Southland Conference. Off the dribble, floater is in for Jordan Johnson, the junior from Memphis. About a 10-second game clock, shot clock difference with 35 seconds left now. And see if Nicholls plays for one final shot. Ryan Maxwell double team near midcourt, feeds off to McGee, back to Maxwell on the right. Up top, Tyrese Terrell for 3. Back iron miss. A tipped rebound through the hands of Collins, taken by Terrell, off his hands out of bounds. Thought he got fouled, no call. And it's going back to MVSU with 18.4 to go. And they can shoot it one more time, won't matter. See if MVSU will hoist one more up. Lindsey Hunter's crew is going to fall to 0-9 on the year, 0-7 away from home. And meanwhile for Nicholls, after leading by 10 at halftime, they blow the doors off MVSU in the second half, where they outscore them by 21. They run away for a 31-point win. 104-73 the final. Nicholls over Mississippi Valley State. They beat the Delta Devils for the second time in 9 days. They win a 13th straight game at home. And they're back on track as they get ready for their final two non-conference games against power conference teams. Tuesday at Oregon State, and then a week from that against Purdue in West Lafayette. We're going to hang out and see if we can grab Austin Clunch and maybe a player to talk it over. Recap a convincing win here today. Again, the final score, 104-73. Not sure who we'll be able to get right away. We may have to take a break and then come back. So you know what? Let's take a 2-minute break. 2-minute break. We'll come back, hopefully grab Austin Clunch. And we'll see if we can get him here. Let's break for 2 minutes. We're back after this to wrap this thing up from Thibodaux. 104-73 the final on the Colonel Sports Radio Network.
All right, I'm back. It's the Command Season Sales Event at Barker Kia, which means you can save on our entire lineup of new Kias. These Kias are packed with value and technology. Best of all, these new Kias come with our famously low Barker Kia Bright. Take a look at the all-new Ultra Sporty 2022 Kia K5, a rebellious design built to rule the road with an 8-inch touchscreen and lane-keeping technology that all comes.
Yeah.
Or drive home in a new 2022 Kia Sorento, the third-row 7-seater SUV that comes standard with family-favorite features like smartphone integration. And of course, we have to mention the all-new Kia Carnival MPV, the SUV-inspired van as.
All right, I'll.
Give me how much time left on this break?
I got another minute left.
Okay, give 1 more minute, then we'll come back.
So 2 minutes, 2 more minutes.
Train warrant. That's Barker Kia in Homer. Or shop online at barkerkia.com. Come see me, people.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
On August 29th, 2021, Hurricane Ida wreaked havoc on our community, leaving thousands of people feeling helpless, vulnerable, and desperate. We refuse to let insurance companies do the same.
At AMO Trial Lawyers, we have assembled a team of not only attorneys, but also contractors, adjusters, engineers, and estimators with the focus of maximizing your claim value and assisting in your recovery.
If you think your insurance company isn't treating you fairly, get a name that insurance companies know by calling 985-446-3333. I'm Matt Ori.
And I'm David Ardwin.
And we are the AMO Advantage.
As a leader in the oil and gas industry, Joe's Septic Contractors caters to oil field clients offering vacuum truck service for offshore tanks, vessels, or treatment plants containing sewage or gray water. Their rental department offers state-of-the-art offshore portable toilets, also holding tank rentals and portable hand washing stations. Call Joe's Septic Contractors
10 seconds or 1 minute.
592 in Cutout, Thibodaux, Fouchon, Abbeville, and Reserve, or visit their website at joeseptic@viscom.net.
Go.
sometimes from the point of just trying to figure out how difficult the schedule is and whatnot, but impressive nonetheless what they're doing and what they're putting together right now. So a fourth win against a D1 opponent in the non-conference. Austin Claunch is heading up to us right now. We're going to try to grab him here for a second. I think we have a second chair for him, and I think we're also going to get Ty Gordon over here as well. So we'll chat with Coach, and then we'll chat with Ty. We got Coach Austin Claunch joining us here in just a second. Coach, you hearing me all right?
I hear you fine. What's
all
up,
right,
JB?
There it is. Appreciate you, man. 104-73, the final today. Colonels led by 10 at the half and then ultimately win it by 31. I mean, just take me through first the offensive balance of this team. Whenever you have multiple guys in double figures, you're feeling good. 5 in double figures, the 22 for Ty, the 14 apiece from Pierce and Latrell Jones. Just felt like the rhythm was so good from the start.
Yeah, no, to see 23 assists is fantastic. And we really have been passing the ball before. Wisconsin kind of plays a different style defensively, but you look at Blue Mountain, I think we had 16 assists. Game before that, when we played Mississippi Valley State, I think we had 22. So these guys, man, are really playing unselfishly, looking for each other. Shot a great percentage from really everywhere on the floor tonight, from 2, from 3. Thought our shot distribution was where it needed to be in terms of 3s and 2s. Got to the line 17 times, which is great. Just a great team effort today to come out and get that job done, heading on the road again. Super proud of these guys.
One thing I was looking at in the first half, Coach, obviously the turnovers and the assists. 8 assists, 6 turnovers in that first half. They get 15 assists in the second half on what was it, a total of 22 made field goals. What specifically was better about the ball movement and the offensive rhythm in the second half? Because, I mean, you shoot the ball, 69%. That's pretty darn good.
Well, I thought we got more stops just early on in the second half. I thought our activity defensively kind of set the tone for that run that we went on, and that's usually the case with us. I think when we're guarding and we're active and we're getting rebounds and running, it's easy for our guys to get loose in transition because we are skilled. We have good offensive players. Ty kind of got hot there. The beginning of the second half. Pierce shot it really well today, which was great to see. Devontae ran the show. Latrell Jones threw into. And then we got to the paint and finished with confidence and with conviction. So, again, just really proud of this group. Thought it was a complete game for the most part, and now we got to get back on the road and go beat a good Oregon State team.
Coach, you mentioned Pierce Spencer and what he did, obviously starting 4 for 4 from deep. I was chatting with him earlier about his, a little bit of his struggles to shoot the ball. I think he came in 27.5% from 3. He struggled really since he got here last year when he got off that hot start. Has struggled a little bit with his shot. What did you see from him today? And really, what does that do for your team when he's knocking down shots? Because what else he brings you.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a guy we're really confident in to shoot the ball. I mean, you go back to the LSU game this year, the first game here, he made 4 threes. And I think it's just one of those things. He went through a little bit of a shooting slump, but you mentioned it. He's a guy that you have to have on the floor for all of the other things that he does, defensively, rebounding, getting steals, kind of setting the table for us on really both sides of the ball, whether he has the ball or not. And so, for him to go ahead and get 14 today is obviously just an added bonus, and quite frankly, something we need him to do if we're going to ultimately reach where we want to get to.
You and I chatted about this in pregame, Coach, but this is now, and I don't know if you had the numbers in front of you, but 13 straight home wins. You guys are 28-2 now in your last 30 home games. So what can you say about what that means and really the place you've made this in terms of how tough it is to win here at Stoford Gym? 28 out of 30 is pretty darn good, dating back, I think, to the very end of the 2018-19 season.
Yeah, we take pride in defending home. And as hard as it is to win on the road anywhere in the country, we take pride in coming in here and expecting to win, and that starts with the work that we put in here every single day. And so these guys have done a hell of a job, over the past, like you mentioned, not just this year, year before, even year before that, of protecting this court and playing our best basketball in front of our community.
Last chance to see your Colonels at home for 34 days. So you guys made it a memorable one for sure, Coach. 31-point win. Congrats on it. And, hey, we'll talk to you again in Corvallis on Tuesday.
I appreciate it, JB. Go Colonels.
All right, that is head coach Austin Claunch. Win number 61 of his young career. And now we'll bring in Ty Gordon here in just a second. He'll throw on the headset. Ty led the way today for Nicholls with 22 points, 7 of 12 from the floor. He was 7 of 12 from the floor, 6 of 11 from 3. Ty, let's start here, man. The team overall offensively, you know, you get 5 guys in double figures. That's pretty balanced. That's pretty special. What can you say about the different contributors you had and just how balanced you guys were offensively today?
It was very great, you know, to see everybody get up the shots, you know, that they don't get up every day, and it worked out for them. So it was real good. You know, it takes a lot of pressure off everyone, you know, when you got 5 people in, you know what I'm saying, double figures. So there's many options, many, you know what I'm saying, it builds trust with each and every guy. So it's pretty good.
You know, I think about this team and how good you guys are finishing around the rim. You know, the ability you have to slash, Devontae, obviously Raji.
Yeah.
When you guys start knocking in three-point shots, I mean, the way you started this game, you guys couldn't miss early. What does that do from your confidence perspective when you guys are making everything from the perimeter like you were early on in this game?
It just makes it easier, and it gives confidence. Like, a three-pointer is worth 3 points. So, I mean, you can score 3 instead of 2. You know, it builds your confidence, so it gives you, you know, room to go to the hole and make easier baskets, make it easier, you know. It just, you know, coming, you know, most people say feed inside out, but if you start a game shooting threes, it makes it easier when you get it inside. So it's pretty good.
All right, so you personally, here we go through the numbers. You're making me having to pull out a calculator and figure out your updated stats with all this. 5th straight 20-point game, 8 20-point games this year. You're 23 for 45 from three-point range over the past 4 games. What's working for you from the field, from 3, and just overall? Feels like you're about as confident as I've seen you in the couple years you've been here.
Yeah, it's just confidence. You know, I come in a lot, late nights, just getting up shots. So, you know, it's like music to my ears. So it's just my guys give me confidence. They know every time I shoot is going in. So it's basically confidence, you know, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, I put the work in, I put the time in, so I just got to go out and perform each and every game.
And then also, you think about the backcourt help you had today. Devontae Carter, another double-figure game. Latrell Jones was great. And then, boy, Pierce Spencer, he showed up. He knocked in 4 threes. What can you say about those guys and what they gave you?
Oh, those guys in the gym, I mean, like I said, you know, they put in the time to work. So it's something that I don't know or didn't know that was going to happen. So, you know, it's just like they do the work, and it rewards. When you do the work, it rewards yourself.
Final thing for you, obviously, you know, a tough loss for you guys on Wednesday to Wisconsin in a game that you guys probably felt you should have won. You had a lead at the half. You had a big lead in the second half. Going to play another power conference team Tuesday, obviously down the road, another one against Purdue. But what's the mindset going to be heading on the road again and really trying to finish it out and get that win against a power conference team?
40 minutes. I mean, last game, we played about 30 minutes the right way. You know, we got to finish the game, you know. We seen that we can hang in the game with them. You know, they not much better than us. So we got to play 40 minutes, next play mentality, and just continue to grind.
Now that is Ty Gordon, leading scorer in the Southland Conference, his 8th 20-point game of the year, his 5th straight. Appreciate the time as always, man.
Appreciate it.
We'll talk to you Tuesday. Best of luck.
You too.
All right, so the Colonels win it by 31 points, 104-73, the final. Led by those 22 points from Ty Gordon, 5 players in double figures overall. Colonels shoot at 60% from the floor, 50% from 3, both season highs, 14 three-pointers overall as a team as well. Nicholls to 8-4, Mississippi Valley State falls to 0-9. Next up, Tuesday night against Oregon State in Corvallis. Our pregame coverage coming your way right around 9:40 or so, and then tip a little after 10. It is a TV game on Pac-12 Network, so probably tip it around 10:05 or so right here on the Colonel Sports Radio Network. Big thanks to Jerry Trek-Disclair back in the studio, our SID extraordinaire, Jamie Bustos. Al Wilson helps us out at home games with our broadcasting operation as well, hooking us up to the stream. So a big thanks to everyone involved here, and Brian, the SID over at MVSU as well. Once more, Jack Benjamin saying so long. Your final, Nicholls with a 104-73 win over MVSU, their 3rd time hitting the century mark this year, 8-4 in the season. Locked and loaded heading to Corvallis for Oregon State. We'll talk to you Tuesday night right here on the Colonel Sports Radio.